Well, good morning folks, Lone Wolf here and welcome back to the channel. Today this is my first ride review of the Suzuki GSX S1000 GX. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So folks, this is my own personal bike, so accept the it to be a little bit in the way of I like it. I must have done spend the money on it. Anyway, along the way there'll be a few cross references to previous bikes I've had, the CF and the GS. Don't take them as being derogatory to the bikes, because they're brilliant bikes. It's just that I've found something else. Right, so the first thing to start with is, to me, you're sitting on the bike as against in the bike. Adventure style bikes you seem to see sitting lower. The handlebars on this are narrower and a little bit lower. They're not sports bike low, but they're obviously lower than sort of like adventure bike, semi-co-worn sort of thing. Anyway, at the minute we'll see how they go. Might be risers on them at some point, I don't know, but at the minute it feels pretty good. The ergonomics of the bike is pretty sound. I'll do the close-up. So next thing, your feet are tucked up. They're past 90 degrees. But I'm alright with that. I've only got short legs. I think if you're somebody who's like my mate Lofty down south, 6'5", I think you'll have a bit of an issue. But in saying that, I'm sure there's ways around it. But for me, it seems alright. I've got a lower seat on to help with these tiny short 29-inch shaped legs touching the floor. So, due to the narrowness of the seat at the front, I find I can flat foot it. I can definitely flat foot one side, and at some points I can flat foot both. Now the roads are naff this morning. Sun's shining, but they're very clever. This dashboard says 10 degrees, but I reckon it'll go lower than that. Okay, next up, because of the fact that you're sitting on it, bike seems shorter. I don't know whether it's because of the rake is narrow, but it definitely seems shorter, and therefore it makes the steering very, very light, very, very agile, very, very flickable, as they say, you know, the motorcycle journeys. But compared to the CF steering and that felt a bit like steering a shopper, if you know what I mean. Not being nasty, but a bit more wayward. Might be because that had a 19-inch wheel and this you got 17 as well. So that obviously makes a difference. So pretty much that's the ergonomics, I think, what you'd say of the bike. I got a big screen on, which was on when I bought it, because as you know, this bike was second hand. It got 486 mile on it when I had it. So it's big. It's probably too big, but it's done off keep the wind off, yeah. I'd want it about it, yeah. But it's done off keep the wind off, you know, I tell you. I mean, I can ride. My voice are open virtually and be fine. Right, anybody who's looked at the dashboard, you may well have always noticed there is one foible with it already, and that is it does have self-cancelling indicators, and when you're used to them, it's taking some remembering to keep switching the things back off. I will in time, I'm sure. Well, I hope I do. So that's the screen. Quick. You can see I've got the IoT on. Mega pleased with that. But for the money, I mean, value for money, it's unbelievable, that is. I think I paid about 130 odd quid. Easy to fit. Bit of a faff losing the cables, but as I said when I did the original video, I will get rid of them completely once I'm used to the bike and decided to start taking bits off it to lose the wires. But at the minute, all I want to do is ride it. And on that point, I must apologise. It's been a while since I've been out on the bike. Obviously, we've had this tremendously bad weather, and I got struck down with a really evil stomach bug. So I got a 2-day winter basically to ride. That was today and yesterday. And today is brighter, but the roads are wetter. So that then brings me on to the next point, the engine. Boy, oh boy, is this thing smooth. Unbelievable. This is more smooth, Suzuki. Inline 4 cylinders always give you that, I suppose. But this is, the fueling on this is top class. Really is. I mean, you can trundle along at 20 mile an hour in third gear. Absolutely no problem. Whereas the CF used to be coughing and spluttering and jerking and trying to throw me over the handlebars and all sorts. Anyway, that's the reason I ain't got it anymore. Switch the indicator off, remember that. So it's got 3 riding modes, C, B and A. It's in C at the minute because the roads are a bit crap and it's cold. I mean, I think it's only about 4 or 5 degrees, if I'm honest. And you've got to be careful here. So it's on C mode with a soft suspension setting and automatic ride height. Now, this bike is laden with electronics, which is another reason that I spent the money. 6-axis IMU, cornering, there's a load of stuff. I'm going to put on the screen for you. And then at some later date, perhaps a bit later on, another month or so, when the weather picks up, we're doing an in-depth review of the what the engine modes are all about and the suspension settings. But so even the suspension, you know, you can go from soft, which is on now, which is really like it, to medium, to hard, for when you're really hitting the bends. That probably wouldn't be me. Same with the modes, C, B and A. C is quite calm apparently. I'll call that my calm mode. B is for boisterous. And the A is for, I go in there. apparently it's pretty fierce. I shall be trying it today, that's for sure. Anyway, so that's basically a bit of the rundown of the bike. The steering has really surprised me, the way you just look at a place and turn and you turn, put your bit of rest on your footrest and away you go. Same with the wheels, 17-inch wheels. The back one is huge. It's got a 190 tyre on it. Almost a proper tyre, that is. Understand that one or two people are saying that the tyres are crap. I'm not that qualified enough to make that decision at the minute. And I'm not much of a sheep to follow without trying them myself. You know, they're brand new, let's get some miles on them and make my own decision. It's obviously Pilot Road 60s are the tyre of choice, but until these are worn out, that's the way we're going to be having any, aren't we? I'd imagine on filtering this is going to be a lot easier. I haven't got the cases on. You should know I ain't a cases man, even though it comes with two nice side cases. I've just got a backpack on. You've probably seen from the other video. I just got me give me backpack on. Carries enough for me, that does. At the minute anyway. Puncher outfit, etc. As you can see, 22 mile an hour, third gear, and it is absolutely sweet. Absolutely sweet as a nut, that is. Oh dear, Forma Giles. That means the roads are going to be crap. I'm going to get on the main roads once I've gone past this bit here. And try and keep away from anything that I might come across, which is, once you hit the dark patches where the sun ain't come through, you could be spelling danger, so I check with time. So as I say, the engine is so it's the K5, the original one of the K5 GSX engine. 150 brake horsepower, I think it's 109 metres of torque. If it's wrong, I'll put it on the screen. I ain't really worked it out yet and tested it enough yet. So as I say, I've only had a couple of little bobbles on it, and had a little run yesterday just to get a shakedown on it. And today's, I thought, well, I'll come out and let you know what I think. Now, I've had inline form before. At the S1000 XR, 2018, and I liked that, but it was very fierce. And I dropped a clanger. I had it lowered. I had a low link put in it because it was too tall, and it never handled the same after. This feels a completely different beast. I noticed Slam Chop saying this is pretty close to the latest XR, other than a few bits, and it's a lot cheaper. I could not, on my old bike, have bobbled along like this at this speed in third gear. Now the exhaust on this I find really nice. It's loud, it's lovely burble. And I find it loud enough to know you've got an exhaust on it, yet it ain't too obtrusive. It'd be really nice for bobbling through the Welsh mountains and the Welsh villages without upsetting everybody. And aesthetically, I think it's one of the best looking exhausts there is. It looks the part. It's far from a rocket launcher. I mean, I don't know whether you've seen the latest exhaust on the Honda 1000cc Hornet. I mean, I don't know about a rocket launcher or a mortar. That looks like part of a anti-tank gun. Bloody hell, buy one of them. The first thing you got to do is get rid of that. But as I say, this one on this is really nice. I see very few reasons why this would ever be changed. And you get a good induction roar when you give it some beans. And I spent a lot of time with the other one with the exhaust, but that was trying to get the feeling right. I think this one is so sweet that I wouldn't even contemplate it. Seat height's 845, but as I say, I've got a lower seat on. Had it from 2 wheel centred Suzuki, Mansfield Amy. Lowers it by 15mm, and that's just enough for me to fully flat one side and the other side, or both. Get me balls of my feet well down on both. So I get another bonus, and it don't feel too bad. It's obviously you're going to lose a little bit of padding. That's pretty obvious. But at the end of the day, I once had one on a F900 XR, and that was just like sitting on an absolute plank. I mean, you might as well be sat on the frame, just sat on that. So all in all, comfort and ergonomics wise, the seat has finished it off for me. And the exhaust, well, as I say, really like it. At least you do get vibrations, but you will get that anyway with an inline 4. This one seems to get a little bit of tingle at about 6,000 revs. Can just feel it in the pegs and a little bit, not so much in the bars, I can feel a little bit on my bum. But really nothing unobtrusive. Perhaps if you were sat on the motorway, that's when it revs for a long period of time. But then again, you could obviously ride around that with changing the rev rate. Now brakes wise, we've got the old Brembos on, 4-pot calipers. Right folks, so there you can see the 4-pot Brembos on 320mm discs. Ample stopping power, ample stop power for me. I've been out all day today on it again, and I find them fine, you know. They ain't as sharp as I thought they would be, but they do the job, and they're plenty sharp enough for all ones. Up the back, single pot caliper, or single or twin pot caliper on the Brembo. Oh, it's Nissan, sorry, apologies, Nissan, single pot caliper. Does the job. I like the back fill bag, the back brake feels lovely. And there's this exhaust I've been on about. Looks nice, does the job, sounds sweet as a nut, lovely burble. Bit of dirt on it either, been out and about. I had to swill it off. I ain't really had a chance to test them out properly, but they seem alright to me. They're definitely not as sharp as I thought they would be, because the last time I had some 4-pot Brembos like these was on the S1000R that I tried, and they were amazing. But these seem more than adequate for what I want. I mean, again, I just popped that up to 5th gear, which means the next thing, quick shifter, gearbox, silky smooth, silky smooth. Look at this shit on the road here. Silky smooth. Up and down. And this C mode, when it stays like today, I reckon you'll be alright. I know the proper boys will say, oh, chicken strips on and all this. But today, I'll pop it into B in a minute, just to get a bit of a difference for you. But wait till I get on the main road, shall I? Because these roads do look a bit sketchy. I mean, I normally would ham around here at 60, no problem. And I think I'll be err on the side of caution today. But the back brake is quite good. I feel the back brake is really nice. I am, as you know, a bit of a back brake type person. I quite like, trail braking into the corners, etc. And I like something that's quite, you can feel it. Doesn't sort of like not be there, then be there. I like something that you've got to feel too. And you can definitely feel this one. As I say, suspension wise, it's on soft at the minute. And it ain't bad. I mean, quite comfortable. In fact, very comfortable. This road's like one of our typical B roads. Full of ups and downs, undulations, roads in it where it's all been dug up for sewerage and mines, etc. I can feel it there. Like here, now I reckon this is dead slippery, where the sun ain't come through. So you've got to err on the side of caution. The old IM days, it's 3 degrees or above, that's all we used to ride in. And I say, I probably would be out today riding, other than the fact that I really need to get some miles on it, because we're going to have another really bad spell of about a week, 10 days of really cold. And I tell you what, it done half gut you when you see this in the garage and think, Christ, I should be out on it. But the summer will get here eventually, and we'll be able to have some happy days on the roads, in the valleys, Wales, up the north, wherever. Get some miles on it. Right, 5th gear, I've dropped down to 3rd gear now, 4th gear now, 30 mile an hour. Well, it's less than that, it's 26. Look at that. Absolutely smooth as a butter. If you could see the grin on my face inside this Scorpion helmet, tell you what, you won't believe it. It's from ear to ear. Absolutely ear to ear that I can sit in 4th gear and potch along at 28 mile an hour. As soft as this. You might think, oh, what you raving about? Well, when you get over to Wales and you get the 20 mile an hour speed limits, it's dead hard to do 20 mile an hour if you ain't got a super smooth fueling. And that's the other thing I can't understand, is if something like this can be Euro 5 or 5 plus or whatever it is emissions and be as smooth as this, why the other one couldn't? And it's got some chip, I tell you. I mean, this is C mode, and look at that. It's straight up there. I got the ET grips on, but I've done them myself. Ultimate add-ons. They're alright. They ain't the easiest thing to fit, I'll tell you. There's quite a bit of work involved in there. You've got to file down all the throttle side to get them on. And then you've got to be careful not to try and knock them on or tap them on, because there's a pin that locates the whole housing on the switch gear, and if you get knocked that off, it all moves. Hear that, the gearbox, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, absolutely beautiful. I reckon it's smoother than what I make it, to be honest. I think it's a case of me getting used to it. Pinning the revs. So what other trick bits have we got? We've got the cruise control, which in a minute I'm going to come to a section where it's 30, quite a bit of a run. I'll drop it down and put the cruise control on. Yeah, 30 now. Well, I'll put the cruise on. So on the right hand side there. So let's get to 30 and set it. Third gear. I'm going to go into fourth gear. Right, 33. Set. That's 32. And fourth gear and the cruise control. Now to me that's impressive. No hands, look. To me that's impressive. And you can also change gear while it's in the cruise control. I mean, what we're doing revs, 2,500 revs. If I want to pick it up a bit, stop it down one. Third gear, cruise control is still on. Clever, very good. Loving it. Past the old Earl of Bradford's house. Western Park, if you know it. Engine braking in line 4, don't have as much as 2 cylinders, but you get used to it. Oh, GS used to be like throwing anchor out. I've changed the mirrors. I kept the mirrors, but I put extenders on them because the first time around it, I noticed all I could see was my elbows. So I've changed them. Aesthetically, they look like ants antlers now. They stick out a bit too much, I think, but they do work well. This one tends not to be so good because the wind off this camera's pulling it in. So we might have to have a rethink on that one. I am looking at bar end mirrors, but I don't know yet. I'll have a look. I'll have a think. But as coming out the box, what I bought from the shop, what I've got, I am well happy with this. Now we've done less than 1,000 miles. It was serviced before I had it. So I should have an expensive riding for a while. Miles per gallon and that I don't really check. I think it said about 47. But I ain't one of these who checks the miles per gallon and things, so I think a full tank's about 100. I looked at it, I think about 170 mile when I filled it up, which is it'll do for me. Because I think, you know, after about 100 odd mile, you don't mind having a bit of a leg stretch anyway. 120, 130 mile. I mean, I can do 200-300 mile stretches, but I don't know. These days, I much prefer to take my time and have a look at the scenery. It ain't for me, it ain't all about lashing round and burning the miles off, you know what I mean? More about being out and enjoying the bike, enjoying what I'm doing. Right, so all the details that I've missed I'll put on the screen. I'll put a link on to Two Wheel Centre at Mansfield where I had the seat from, because they were excellent. Please drop us a comment. I like to hear from all my subscribers. A lot of people watch the video and then don't bother subscribing, and that gets to be a pain, but still, your choice. I don't force anybody into saying subscribe. All I'll say is there's lots to come and content's varied. I could give you a bit of a taste that I got something very special coming the end of March for about 6 weeks. Let's put it this way, it's bright red and it ain't out yet. It's 2025 and it's bright red, and I got one of them coming for a month, I think, on loan. That should be interesting. very interesting. And I'm going to put 600 plus mile on that and this. I think Mrs. Wolf's going to be well racked off with it. Plus they're going to want to go away in the caravan as well. Right then, so it's hello Wolf, saying bye for now. Don't forget tick, like, subscribe. Drop us a comment. Tell your mates. Help me grow this channel. I have to be honest, the CF Moto guys were brilliant. I'm hoping you guys who are interested in the Suzuki be just as good, because there's lots of mods coming and updates and stuff like that. And as I say, I'll do an in-depth go at the engine and suspension a bit later on. But today this was just basically first ride review to get out and ride it. So until the next time, it's Lone Wolf saying bye for now, and don't forget, just you be careful out there. Lone Wolf, bye for now.